so happy. Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld. So, Wiener. I just love saying Wiener. He pops up everywhere like a perverted Forrest Gump. To him, life is just a box of deviant selfies of his shaved appendage. On Friday, we found out the FBI is reviewing new emails that could affect the Hillary email scandal. The emails in Wiener's possession. From a laptop shared by Anthony and his wife. Poor Huma, hope that laptop was Scotch-guarded. We are also told there are 5 digits of emails on it. It's an odd phrase when dealing with Wiener. I mean, 5 digits, it makes a hand. They could have said 1,000 or thousands, but they said 5 digits. Wiener. He's like an accident in a pool that spreads instead of floats. Remember Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver? Always interfering. He's like him without pants. And everyone near him gets screwed, including James Comey. Privy to new information that may or may not be vital, does he release it or let it slide till after the election? Like an IKEA bookcase, he's screwed in every corner. Then there's Hillary, so close to the White House. She's like a bride the night before her wedding day, yet finding the groom in bed with a Shetland pony. It's happened. To me. So is this scandal a big deal? Who cares? The left made a career out of turning molehills into mountains. Remember Romney's binders full of women? The left brutalized him over that. And he turned the other cheek, and he lost. Maybe 2016 is the year the right stopped turning cheeks and instead kicked some ass. So don't feel so bad for Hillary. How many lives has she ruined? The Clintons are like a corrupt computer file. Wherever they're inserted, everything goes bad. Take a perfectly new PC, insert Clinton 2.0, and in seconds you download 1 billion pages of goat porn. So the man Donald Trump is campaigning today in Colorado and Arizona. Those are 2 states. Let's catch up with Fox News chief political correspondent Carl Cameron, who joins us live from Phoenix. You got 1 minute, Carl, starting now. What's new?
Time check. Go. Well, it's hard to not, follow up with a couple of jokes of my own, but Donald Trump tonight didn't mention any of that for the first 15 or 20 minutes of his 1-hour speech today. It was a disciplined speech. He actually stuck to the teleprompter most of the time, and what he began with was giving voters a reason to vote for him. He was talking about Obamacare and how he'll repeal it, and he was specifically saying, here in Arizona, rates are going to go up 100 to even 165%, and the Obama administration has copped to that. Arizona's in trouble with Obamacare, so he was giving voters an opportunity to actually pick him for a positive reason, doing away with what he says is the completely unaffordable Affordable Care Act. Now, after that first 20 minutes, then it was loose the hounds. He went after Hillary Clinton about the email scandal, about the FBI reopening the investigation, and he suggested that the DOJ's opposition to making public this investigation amounts to war. And the DOJ the Department of Justice, is at war with the FBI. And he said these are not my words. He said the Department of Justice is basically trying to cover up Hillary Clinton's criminal activity. So he now has a reason to why you should vote for him and why you should not vote for Hillary, all in the hopefully 1 minute. Greg?
Just one last question. Did he mention me at all?
Was I close? No, he didn't. But did I make the 60 seconds?
You did. You did a great job, Carl, as always.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. He should have mentioned you.
I know. See you after the show. Same place. All right. Let's welcome tonight's guests. He can spin a tail faster than a hyperactive puppy. Walter Kern, author of Up in the Air, a great book, later a movie, and Harper's Magazine columnist. Well, she earns her weight in hate. National Review reporter Catherine Tiff, it's her birthday. Boo! 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 He uses the Goodyear plimp as a pillow. TNA wrestler Tyrus. Yes. And finally, Scarface. He's so sharp, he's not allowed within 50 feet of a waterbed. From the Showtime series Ray Donovan, the great actor Stephen Bauer. All right. I'm shallow and stupid, so I go to the most obvious thing, Walter. Unlike most journalists, I've been staying on top of Wiener for a long time. I can't get off him. Is this the greatest election season ever?
Well, I think the last 2 weeks are the greatest election season ever. But, I think Wiener's going to go down this time. But, it's going to be a very long, very hard investigation with a lot of ins and outs.
All right. What do you make of this email investigation, Walter, before I get fired?
You mean the entire email investigation that's been going on for 17 years, or just this part?
Is this a big deal?
Of course it's a big deal. I mean, people don't even talk anymore. All communication is email. I mean, the thing that distinguishes this from Watergate is just the technology. That was reel-to-reel tape.
Right.
This is Twitter, email, probably Instagram. We're going to find out. I hope not.
Yes.
But people like Rush Limbaugh are saying, this is just a distraction from WikiLeaks.
That's our next topic. They're in our next segment, Walter.
Jumped it.
You jumped it.
Well, I wanted to give people a preview of when we get serious.
All right, enough of you. Stephen.
Oh, I was hoping you'd come to me.
I know. I missed you so. All right. A lot of people are saying this has nothing to do with Hillary, right? Look at me, young man.
Okay.
Stop looking at Kat. She's too young.
It's her birthday, and it's her birthday, and I can't help but, think the election year is so.
Not for you, okay?
All right, bring it.
All right. Some people are saying this should have no effect on Hillary because it's not her emails. What do you think?
Yeah, but it's not her emails, but it's about her, and everything revolves around her. The whole thing is that we've always known that her staff and her people, there's an inner circle there. It's like Stalin's inner circle, right? The iron circle, or the steel circle.
Whatever circle you like.
Circle. And all these people are sworn to death to protect her. And so any revelation, any late revelation is it's about time only, and I think poor Jim Comey, he's saving his ass, right? Oh,
you can say that.
I know, okay, his ass. Right now, the poor guy, he was known to be a straight shooter, and then he said, "I'm not going to prosecute." Because that Loretta Lynch was leaning on him. Okay. And Bill Clinton leaned on her. And so
everybody's leaning on everybody.
Everybody's leaning on, and then but nobody leans on Wiener.
No, thank God for that. All right, Tyrus.
Yes.
Should Trump be exploiting the hell out of this?
No.
No?
No, he should not be.
Why?
Listen, when Trump's hot wire hit,
Yeah.
Clinton's campaign did an awesome thing. They stepped back.
Yeah.
And they waited to see what happened. Waited for the facts to come out so they wouldn't say something they would have to go back and fix.
Yeah.
He's been handed in the last 2 weeks like 3 alley-oops, and apparently Donald Trump cannot dunk. Because every time he gets an opportunity to do something, and I'm for him on a lot of the things he says. I believe his stuff on the economy. I think he could hit hard on Obamacare. But then he comes back with talking about stuff that's not tangible. And I think the American people are tired of conspiracy theories and what-ifs and conjecture. If you would just sit back, let the facts come out on this, run his campaign, stick to his issues, and not worry about the extra fantasy stuff we don't know what this is about. We already know about email stuff. If you're going to vote for her, vote for her.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're not.
Kat, do you think this is changing any minds right now? Has everybody made up their,
Well, on a grander scale, like you talked about the conspiracy thing, now people can, if someone says, these Republicans keep talking about these emails, and then, whether it's over, and now you can say, oh, well, when the FBI stops talking about it, then maybe I'll consider stopping talking about it. But in terms of their actual voters, supporters, these people already know, she was completely careless with very important information. She, doesn't really seem to matter our security compared to her convenience. And they're still like, I'm with her. Yeah, she's a girl. I can't. So is this going to be the one thing that's going to really change it? I would love to see her face some consequences, but we haven't seen it yet, and everything has been bad, bad, bad. More bad isn't shocking to me.
Walter, I feel bad about Comey. I feel bad about everybody in Clinton's circle. They're like Brussels sprouts that you're coworker reheats in the kitchen microwave, and it forever befouls any future meal.
Sorry. Yeah.
You know, your metaphors take me about a half an hour to figure out, so I'll just set that aside. I think Hillary has every right, and her voters have every right, you know, especially now with the involvement of Wiener, to ask Comey about this investigation. Where's the meat?
Yeah,
you know, where's the meat?
You're killing me.
You know,
You're punishing me for my monologue, aren't you?
Wiener, it's amazing technology, the amount of lives you can just totally ruin without even leaving your bed.
Yeah, no, it's true.
crazy.
It's true. He actually is almost like a superhero. He did he expressed very little effort, but was able to destroy so many things.
Maybe alter the course of, you know, history, just kicking it at home with his laptop.
If he'd only gotten a babysitter while he was taking these pictures, I think he'd be a lot better off.
No, that's true. That's a good suggestion for his future endeavors.
Yeah.
That's a horrible suggestion. How about not do it?
Yes.
How about instead of taking Wiener pics, you go out, oh, you didn't like that one, right? I'm just so tired of Wiener jokes. Snapchatter. Or FaceTime or something. You just leave these entrails of Wiener, and it's just, it's just terrible.
On that note, coming up, a story so hot it will fry your eyeballs right off your beautiful face. So what does Rush Limbaugh think about all of this? I don't know. I'll ask him when I get home. All right, could there be another reason behind the FBI's reopening of the Clinton investigation? Well, my Pilates instructor, Rush Limbaugh, has a theory.
The cynical view is that Comey is still carrying water for Clinton. So you announce you're opening the inquiry, get everybody all hot and bothered and focused on it. And then after 3 or 4 or 5 days, announce that it was a false alarm. Meanwhile, in that 5-day period, everybody's forgotten about WikiLeaks.
Now that's what I call a theory. It's right up there with Elvis killing Vince Foster so he could marry the head of Walt Disney. But oddly, somehow, Rush's theory makes some sense. So what's the latest in hacked emails from Clinton campaign chair John Podesta? Well, last year, they obtained this picture. Yes, this picture of Bernie Sanders, topless.
No.
In Martha's Vineyard. They thought it would ruin him. In an email, Podesta asked, "Can we tweet?" They're lucky they didn't. The world would have melted under the spell of his glorious pecs. Of course, we also saw how the Clinton Foundation scored big cash for Bill. His top aide, Doug Band, detailed how he arranged for donations from big corporations while pressing them to hire Bill for massive speaking fees. He says he helped secure $50 million for the former president, which more than covered the Cialis in hookers. All right. Walter, Rush's theory, you and I are on different sides of the fence on WikiLeaks, but I want to first ask you about Rush's theory.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work to distract from WikiLeaks. That's like setting fire to your house so your wife doesn't see that you threw up on the rug. What you've done. You've done that.
Yeah, oh yeah. I always clean it up myself, though. I think that this is a very far-fetched theory. I really think the answer is much simpler.
Yeah.
I think the FBI is trying to distract from the fact that it didn't do its dang job the first time. I also think there are plenty of other things it's trying to distract us from. You know, the fact that McRib has never become a permanent McDonald's menu item.
True.
You know, the fact that Goldman Sachs is going to need a federal bailout for a huge investment loss that's coming in about a week. Yeah, they put a lot of money into someone, you know.
Yes. It's not Tyrus. All right, Bauer. Bauer, what do you make of Rush's theory? It's the first time you heard it, I can tell.
No, I was all over it today, and I you know, usually Rush is, he said it, he was accentuating all these words that I don't understand.
So let me ask, are you for or against WikiLeaks?
No, I'm down with WikiLeaks.
Okay, you're down.
I think it's a great thing. Obviously, it could come back and bite us, me, and yes. But because my words go out in the ether, you know, and then they could be grabbed by WikiLeaks. But mine aren't that interesting. But what Rush said is an interesting theory. But it's just so. It's just Comey would have to be the best actor in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
He'd have to get the Academy Award because he's doing a lot of drama, a lot of work.
Here's what drives me crazy, Tyrus. So I read a couple of things from WikiLeaks, something about Bernie Sanders' picture. Is this revelation? These aren't revelations. Is this worth the intrusion into somebody's privacy? So we know kind of really what's already going on in the political world. This stuff isn't like mind blowing.
Here's the thing about WikiLeaks. It didn't affect the polls.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was doing his own great job of shooting himself in the foot. So whatever WikiLeaks was writing about, nobody cared. And to put, like I said, if you took anybody in this audience or anybody at home watching and took their emails of what they talked about employees at work, everybody in here would be like, yo, did you see what Cheryl was wearing today? # brave. You know what I'm saying? And everybody would be like, oh, but it's funny now, but if it would have came out on national TV, you'd have been a bunch of shamers. And we've been talking. And that's what this basically is. It's not important. And one other thing, speaking of Academy Awards, should have got Best Supporting for Scarface. Manny was my guy. And should have got it. But anyways, going back to that.
It's true. All right, Kat, I know that you love WikiLeaks, but what Tyrus is saying is true. We like it as long as it doesn't target us. It's deeply hypocritical.
Yes, but I'm not a public figure.
Well,
so it doesn't really matter.
Technically, even on this show,
well, I'm not a public in the sense of those emails are my emails.
Okay.
They have nothing to do with, I can email some weird stuff to someone else and it doesn't affect our country's safety at all.
No.
I don't know.
So there's a huge difference when we're talking about the safety of us, especially when this person you're potentially going to be the next president, versus the weird stuff that I sometimes come home and message people.
I don't think that's
this
weird
or that
at
and the
all.
other.
It's not weird at all.
And I mean, the Clintons, the things in WikiLeaks, it's like every bad thing that people have said about the Clintons is true.
Yeah.
They really care about the Clintons, and that's all that they care about. They're talking about using Erica Garner, It's the sick stuff that's in these emails. Now, do people really care? Not as much as they should, but I still love that it's out there because I love when bad things happen to bad people.
But okay, however, who's going to run for office? Walter, who's going to run for office if I believe that everything that I've ever written on my Yahoo account back to '96 is going to be open game? I won't run for office. You'll lose all the perverts.
Yeah, let's just have everybody in the audience start. If you all would just forward your phones.
Yes.
Let's just put it all out there.
Yeah.
Everyone put their stuff out there and see what happens.
Let's kill the whole idea of privacy.
People, and they'll be like 7 years old that could run for office.
I think you're right. I mean, few are clean enough. Besides Donny Osmond to run for president.
Wild man.
But I'm going to get really serious on you. We're electing the head of $1 trillion government, the most powerful country in the world, and with the most powerful military and the most powerful intelligence and surveillance capacities. It is morally and ethically irresponsible not to take into account every bit of information we can in making that decision.
Right.
Not to do it would be like going to a murder scene as a cop and seeing a knife right inside the door that you don't have a search warrant for and not, picking it up.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that, actually.
I know you can't.
I've seen a lot of television about it. Yeah.
They do it all the time.
Yeah, SVU is going downhill, but is it still on?
Yeah, without Chris Mullin, it's not the same.
It isn't the same at all. I think it's not. I don't think that WikiLeaks is not. It's not going to be the end of Hillary. It's going to be the end of email. Everybody's just going to get off email. It's all going to be oral legend.
Nobody's going to get off email.
Yes, they are.
0 people off email.
All right, maybe I lied. We got to move on. Coming up, a story so scary your hair might stand on end, unless you're bald. Will the rise in Obamacare premiums become a big issue with voters? Plus, why artificial intelligence predicts Donald Trump will win the election. Stick around. Only 10 shopping days left till Election Day. An LA Times tracking poll shows Trump with a 2-point lead. The Real Clear Politics average now shows Hillary's lead shrinking to 4.6. And now, artificial intelligence has predicted a Trump win. See, Trump's engagement numbers are 25% higher than Obama's peak when he was first elected. And that means it's President Trump, at least according to evil robots who want to kill us. But other crap may help Trump, too. Obamacare premiums are rising 25%. Commentator Mary Catherine Ham writes that her premiums are going up 96%. Quote, my monthly payment is now the size of a moderate mortgage. Now multiply that by the number of people who've gotten a similar letter who vote. It's scary. Trump hit Obamacare hard today.
One of the most important reasons you have to vote is that we can immediately, without question, so simply, repeal and replace the disaster known as Obamacare.
Meantime, Hillary promises to make it better. The solution? Make it bigger. Apply coercion, because when it comes to socialism, the people must fit the plan, not the reverse. See Venezuela, or rather, don't.
Period.
I'm thinking, Walter, that it's got to be hard to beat Obama because your name is on Obamacare. It's like you have a child who grows up to be a real jerk. So he's always got to be, oh, yeah, Obamacare, it's still there. He's still got to talk about it. Hey, how's Obamacare? Oh, he's in one state but not in another. And he's making people upset and sad.
Yeah.
Walter?
Well, you know, they tried calling it the Affordable Care Act. They tried calling it Obamacare. I think they just call it a nightmare. I had it until 1 month ago. Okay, so the deductible was so high. I had a kidney stone in December, $6,000, and my child had appendicitis in January, $6,000, which means in 1 month I paid $12,000 in deductibles.
Wow.
I need insurance for my deductibles.
All right, Stephen, isn't this all moving towards a single-payer system? Isn't that the whole, like, the reason why they brought it up and said how bad it was now is so Hillary can say, I'm going to fix it and it's single-payer?
Well, that's just like code for let's implement socialism. I mean, let's face it. That's where it's all going, and that's what she tried to do 20 years ago, 15 years, 20
didn't
years
work.
ago. It's not going to go that way, and that doesn't work. Just see Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that my son just got dropped from my insurance, and I'm kind of sad about it. But at the same time, you know, he was getting a free ride, you know, and he's 26 years old. Dylan, get your own insurance.
Yeah, kick him out. It's like kicking him out of the house. Get up. Find your own plan. You know, you're not bringing girls back to your plan. Because, you know, house. Tyrus.
Yeah, I got it.
You're a wrestler. Do you have good health insurance?
Oh, yeah, awesome health insurance. Listen, the bigger problem, and I think we're all forgetting, Obamacare's, the rates and stuff is terrible, but who is at the root of all this? The pharmaceutical companies. Like, the prices that they charge for medications is outrageous. They continue to spike stuff up to make their profits at the expense of the American people. So people are going out of state, out of country to get medications. True. They're going to Canada, they're going to Mexico, and that has no, Obamacare doesn't reach there, but cheap medicine's there. Yeah. So that's what it goes. So yes, Obamacare is bad. It needs to be fixed, but my issue with the other side is Donald's very good at telling us what's bad. It's a disaster, it's a disaster. We get it. How are you going to fix it? It's a disaster, it's a disaster. Okay, I got it, it's a disaster. How are you going to fix it? We're going to fix it. I need tangible something that tells me how you're going to fix it. That would be magnificent.
He used to like it, now he doesn't like it, and he says he's going to repeal it, Kat. What do you think?
What do you think? I think that this is how things happen when you don't have a real discussion about an issue. With Obamacare, these are the things that people on the right were saying were going to happen the entire time. But then people on the left would say, why do Republicans want people to be sick and stay sick?
Yes.
And people actually fell for that. They're like, yeah, Republicans want specifically poor people to be very sick and die, and their kids and their grandmothers all die. And people are like, yeah, that is what they want, and they all voted for it. And then now these things are all happening, but the people on the left are still using the same arguments for all these issues. It's, you know, if you talk about childcare, you talk about health care, all these emotional issues, whether it gives you feelings one way or not, there's still money involved, and money's still a real thing. And we need to be able to talk about this. We don't have the make the same mistake twice. And if Hillary says she's going to fix it, why would we believe anybody who's been involved with Obamacare about anything? There's like your plan, keep your plan. It's all garbage, and they always just fall back on, yeah, but Republicans want you to die faster.
Well, it's the only way to get the public to embrace a bad program is by demonizing the critics and also creating some kind of coercion through penalties and whatnot and making it bigger because bigger is better. It's never the system's fault. It's always the person.
Yeah.
It's the human being.
The system is messed up, so the people who created the system are going to get more involved and make a bigger system with our same brains that did that. Yeah,
it's good guys and bad guys.
It's not even that. The confusing thing about this whole thing is this is the United States of America. We've been number one in just about everything at one time and the other, but we've never had a great healthcare system. And it's not just Hillary and Obama or Trump or Bush or whoever's coming along. For some reason, we can't get together partisanly and get a health plan for everyone. And that, to me, is sad. You can blame who you want, and when you do get it together, nobody works together.
This is why I have the solution. It's artificial intelligence. They predicted a Trump win. Artificial intelligence is always right. Humans are fallible. But since I'm fallible and I say they're right, that might mean they're wrong.
Fallible.
Right? Fallible.
They can fail. They can fail.
But you know what? Once robots take over, we'll be
All
fine.
healthcare.
Yes.
Coming up, a tail so powerful it might bench press your face. Yes, self-driving trucks make a beer run. Is this the sign of the times or the apocalypse? Say both.
At the core of my contract is my plan to bring back our jobs that have been stolen from us.
We're going to make the biggest investment in new jobs, infrastructure jobs, advanced manufacturing jobs, technology, small businesses, and clean energy.
Oh, her voice just sings. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are both talking about creating jobs for Americans. In related news, Otto, a trucking company, cute, delivered 2,000 cases of Budweiser from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. So why should you care, dear viewer, other than the fact that you're probably drunk? Well, in this 120-mile trip, the driver didn't have to pull over to pee or grab a snack. The driver had no bladder or thirst, for there was no driver.
That sounds like the Trump campaign.
This is the end, my friends. As we rage about jobs fleeing to China and Mexico, we avoid the real employment thief: automation, robotics, android sex dolls. And what will the candidates say to that? That R2-D2 is stealing our jobs? No, because R2-D2 can't drive, and he's not even real. So life goes on as the lifeless assume our livelihoods. It's a shame not a single politician sees what's coming down the road. After all, when cars replaced horse-drawn carriages, did you hear the complaints by the buggy drivers? Of course not. You weren't even born.
Bonus monologue.
Cyrus, this is going to happen, and I don't hear any major politician addressing the fact that we're going to have a large class of men and women who won't be working.
We'll have an entire generation of unemployed people because they don't have the education to move forward. And it's, of course, you're not talking about it because to talk about it, you're going to have to say technology is bad.
Right.
And advancement is bad. And we're at the point now in our civilization where we're going to make the next leap. You talked about buggy whips and the Industrial Revolution. Everything changed. Everybody went from working in farms and markets to working indoors, steel factories and stuff. That's all going to go away because robots are going to do that or automate. And you know why they're going to do that? Because they don't need health insurance.
Right? That's true.
They don't. So you're going to save money.
They don't sue.
Two, they don't ask for raises.
Yes.
That's right.
You can sexually harass them all day and they won't do anything back.
But who would
They
want
don't
to?
retire. You don't have to pay for vacations. And two, you'll never have to worry about being promoted or being
Did two
reported.
already.
You did too.
Three.
You didn't do Scarface 2, so don't
Well, all right. Walter, here's the point. There are 30,000 people who die every year in car crashes. There's, I think, been one fatality with billions of miles of self-driving cars. Yet we still think that's bad. But this is going to happen, right? I mean, there's no way around this. And then what? Do you have a solution for this? Is it like a universal base income so that people who don't have jobs still have a salary?
Well, you know, I don't know how people without jobs are going to be able to afford self-driving cars. But
That's my point.
yeah. But, you know, self-driving cars are for a very specific constituency, alcoholics. The other thing that I fear is that the first time a self-driving car hits a puppy, the whole thing will disappear.
Yeah, there'll be picket signs.
Yeah.
There'll be people it won't be a person. It has to be a furry thing.
Yeah.
Never run over a furry thing.
Yeah.
If it's a human dressed as a furry thing, that's okay.
Yeah.
Also, the good thing about the robots too is they don't have any feelings whatsoever.
Right.
For example, if you're at a restaurant and your ketchup is forgotten.
Yes.
It was forgotten by a human being with feelings, and you have to, when you react, even though you might be very upset, have to remember that that's a human being with feelings and a family and like spit that they can put into your food.
Absolutely.
So you can't
Or
really
worse.
express your feelings. I would love to just be screaming at robots that forget my ketchup.
Yeah, that's true. Robots, but then that takes all the fun out of it. In a weird way, Stephen, when you have robots and automation, there'll be a new organic human movement where people will go, oh, I'm going to a restaurant where there's only human servers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it'll
Wait
be
3 to 4 hours for a meal, and and everybody will sneak back over they'll eat at the robot restaurant, and they'll hang out at the organic restaurant. So.
Humans, organic humans.
It's the freedom of choice. We'll still have freedom of choice, and you can choose humans, and that makes you more human.
Yes, than human.
But, I want my food prepared by robots.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to spit in it.
Yes, that's it.
Robots don't have bodily fluids.
Well, now,
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have horrible experiences at restaurants where everybody's always putting bodily fluids?
But no-
I feel like we're just going back to
How
the
do you
weird
know
thing.
that you haven't?
But
I just
okay,
hope
we're
for the best,
talking
Because
about
I know
a
what that
society.
tastes like. I know.
Okay.
Everyone's in control. We're talking about a society that's going to be have tons of time for leisure. We have to now figure out ways to pay people to do like creative things, or pay them to do some kind of work that really isn't work, or else you're going to have more opioid addictions. Because in cities where there are no jobs, that's where the drug addiction is.
I think we're going to end up in a situation where you're going to have like a human lottery of who gets to stay and who gets to go. But,
I think
there's no jobs, no place for you. It'll be like, they'll have culling where they'll take out the people who are not doing what they're supposed to do.
I think it was Logan's Run.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, has anybody seen Westworld?
Yes. Well, I saw the original movie with Yul Brynner. Quite a great film, directed by Michael Crichton.
But how do you...
He wrote it, too.
He did write it. Thank you very much, young man.
So how do we know that Cat's not a robot?
Well,
how do we know
he
that?
has no feelings.
I have feelings.
Yes, and technically, it's your birthday.
It is my birthday.
Yeah,
Thanks
so-
for being
You
so
should be crying.
All right.
Birthday or download day?
Yeah, very good. All right, coming up, if you're still undecided between Trump and Clinton, I've got a thought experiment that may help you make your own conclusion. You can thank me later over milkshakes. Yes. So if you're still stumped on who to vote for because you usually pick who you think is best for the country, why not flip it? Imagine who would be the worst and why. You have 2 seconds to think, and now I'm going to go to you, Mr. Bauer. Yes. Go ahead.
For me,
Who would be the worst?
well, Hillary Clinton, the whole Clinton mindset is if you can get away with it, do it. It's like a drug addict. It's just if it feels good and it doesn't kill you, just keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's always been my mantra.
And it's a mantra. Yeah.
Yes.
I gave
Not
you
about
that.
drugs or power.
No.
Just playing with Legos.
Power.
Yes. Tyrus,
What's worse?
what's worse in your mind of the two?
It's already there. So I'm glad this TV's live because after a lot of going back and forth, I'm not voting this year. And I'm very proud to say I don't believe in either candidate, and I don't want my hands on any of this. So if it goes which way ever it goes, when it goes down, be like, I told you, it wasn't me. I didn't vote. I was out.
What about a write-in? You could write in somebody.
I would write in nothing but cuss words. The people that, and it's on us. It's on us. We allowed these people to get into this situation, and now we want to talk about their criminals and their crooks and their liars and their this, that, whatever. Y'all voted for them, so good luck.
Walter,
I didn't vote for him.
we were talking in the break, and you said something very powerful.
I'm cutting the comedy right now.
It was so much comedy there.
I know. You can't vote your conscience this year, and if you vote your gut, you'll get diarrhea. So, and who's going to be worse for the country? Dr. Jill Stein. But In fact, I might vote for her to show Hillary how many votes she could have gotten if she were honest.
Nice.
But really, the most important issue for me is not installing total corruption at the very top of our government in a way we have no method for getting rid of. I mean, electing the Clintons again is like spilling milk in your car. You're never going to get the smell out.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever drank milk in my car.
Yeah.
I don't even
Why are you drinking milk in the
your
car?
car. That's strange.
Sometimes you can't wait to dunk your donut.
That's what Wiener said.
Nicely done. Cats?
I kind of feel how Tyrus feels. I can't say, oh, I support Ethan. Who do I hate more? That's something that's always hard for me to decide.
Yes.
I just have so much of it.
Yes.
It's overwhelming. It's really, really, really tough. I have no answers.
Yeah.
I don't have any answers. I don't know. Like, who do you hate more? All hate, you can hate different